Something big is shaking up the world of finance, and it's got everyone talking. A new partnership between two titans in the tech industry and why it is a game changer. When a company like Palantir Technologies, known for its robust data analytics, partners with none other than Microsoft, you know it's newsworthy, and the future will surely catch your attention. A venture so promising that it has even some of the most cautious investors excited about the direction Palantir is headed. Do you want to know why this collaboration is creating such a buzz? Stay tuned, because we are about to dive deep into this groundbreaking alliance and what it might mean for you as an investor. Hello everyone and welcome back to Investocracy.
The two names clearly doing it right, it's Microsoft and Palantir. I think if you look at Microsoft, everything on Azure, what we've seen with Copilot, you're going to have an acceleration the second half of the year. You talked about it with your previous guest. I think this is going to be a $4 trillion market cap in a year. Two, Palantir, I think, is probably the best pure play AI name out there. They have showed that with AIP in terms of what we saw from earnings. I think Street's starting to wake up to this one as they really now in the enterprise start to go into the next gear from a monetization perspective because of use cases. So I think those are right now the two golden childs when you think about AI on the software side.
Let's start by understanding why this collaboration is more than just another corporate handshake. Palantir Technologies has always been a notable player in the AI and data analytics arena. They've made significant waves with their software tools, which are widely used across both private and public sectors. In fact, 54% of Palantir's revenue this year has come from government contracts. However, these government contracts can often be quite erratic, making the company's financial forecasts somewhat unpredictable. This new partnership with Microsoft, particularly focusing on integrating Palantir's artificial intelligence platform, AIP, with Microsoft's Azure government and top-secret cloud details, could be the stabilizing force Palantir needs. Now, how big are we talking about here? We are talking about Microsoft, the tech juggernaut with operations spanning personal computing, workplace productivity, gaming, and even social media. But of particular interest here is Microsoft's Azure cloud computing platform. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Dan, the Messi of AI. I mean, that's a tall order right there.
I think that's really what Carp's built. And in my opinion, it's still undiscovered as just a broader AI play, which is why I believe they're the Messi of AI. I think there's a golden path right now for them to monetize what we view as potentially $1 trillion market opportunity. And I think investors still have not recognized what this golden goose could be.
Yeah, I mean, as we just mentioned, the stocks moved pretty ferociously here in the last couple of months and since the start of the year. When you think about some of these newer AI applications in real time, they're already being applied on the battlefield. Case in point, Ukraine. Palantir is a key example of that. Do you think this is a situation where investors don't fully understand what this company does because so much of it is defense tech? And yes, I realize it's expanding out to the commercial side too, but there's a lot that they can't talk about, for example.
Well, I think that's the biggest misperception. I can tell you, we're talking to many in the 202 area code. The reputation of Palantir speaks for itself in terms of, any sort of operations, three-letter agencies. Now, if you're an enterprise CIO, and this is the conversations I've had, you're looking toward AI platform approach, Palantir is potentially the first call. And that's why I think in this AI gold rush, what I view as the fourth industrial revolution, of course it's Nvidia, Microsoft top of the mountain with Nadella. You look at second, third, fourth derivatives, right now Palantir front and center. And that's why I think this is a stock. You look at our bull case model, I think this is ultimately $25. And I think as they execute, more investors start to look at it.
Wow, and the stock's trading at about 17 or about 17.50 right now. Steve, want to get your thoughts on this, especially since Alex Karp, one of the co-founders and the current CEO of Palantir, did pen a very long, I'll say, op-ed in the New York Times about AI earlier this week.
Yeah, and comparing it to Oppenheimer and how this is really an opportunity. We hear so much, at least this is Karp's view, we hear so much from the community developing AI about being responsible and safe. And even years ago, he brings up the examples of Microsoft employees upset about working with the Army and Google employees upset about doing the digital satellite imagery. He seems to kind of embrace it. I just want to pick out one quote from this. I mean, he calls for a, quote, more intimate collaboration between the state and technology sector, really comparing it to what Oppenheimer did, if you saw the movie or read the book or the history lesson about that, working hand in hand with the government before someone else does it.
By teaming up with Microsoft, Palantir can gain access to an enormous customer base, thereby mitigating the inconsistency issues linked with government contracts. Speaking of AI, a touch of humor never hurts. Why don't stock market investors trust AI? Because they know they can't give insider tips. But jokes aside, here's why this deal is a potential game changer. Palantir's AIP is the first major partner to utilize Microsoft's OpenAI large language model, LLM, in a classified environment. This not only validates Palantir's capabilities, but also opens up new avenues for growth. According to recent data, Palantir's forward price-to-earnings (PE) ratio stands at 90.6. While this is on the higher side even for a growth stock, it indicates that investors are pricing in robust future growth.
I mean, there's a huge retail presence,
right.
And I think this is one where maybe retail has been ahead of institutional in terms of understanding the actual potential AI story. I can tell you, in my conversations today, it's really institutional investors being like, okay, what am I missing in this story? Where is the actual total addressable market opportunity? And can they go from government to commercial? Because I think when you start to look at that, for them is really the opportunity. And if you're a CIO of an enterprise, there's no better reference accounts than those the two area codes.
But what does that look like? I mean, if you think about it, okay, so it's very opaque what they're doing on the military side of it. I'm just curious, what does that look like on the commercial side? Like, what are you seeing there? And especially, I know they're growing some clients and so forth. What are you seeing there?
I'd say from a platform approach, in terms of scale, and in terms of actual use cases, they're probably the first call. I think they're probably in this market the purest AI play out there. Now, they built it, others are coming, but it just speaks to our view. In this fourth industrial revolution, Palantir is going to be a big player.
The first time I ever heard a major company say machine learning came from Palantir.
Yeah.
It's still crucial to remember that a big part of this anticipated growth is tied to the broader AI movement. Several industry experts have weighed in on this development. Tweets from renowned analysts suggest that this partnership could unlock new doors for Palantir, primarily through cross-selling opportunities within Microsoft's existing government customer base. This might help Palantir not only smooth out its public sector business, but also accelerate its growth trajectory. For example, a tweet from individuals who are investment enthusiasts, like at Crossroads, noted, Palantir government revenue smashed expectations in Q2. While commercial is the reason I'm most excited for the company, the Titan news from last week, plus hiring of Mike Gallagher, IL6 partnership with Microsoft, FedStart continuing to move, and September being a time when many federal contracts are landed, has me excited to see continued outperformance in the government space. This and many more tweets will get you to realize how excited people are about the next chapter. So what does all of this mean for Palantir stock investors? The answer is easy. But before going through it, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Company reporting earnings of 9 cents per share. That was a penny better than estimates, up 80% year on year. Revenue of $678 million, also better than estimates for $652 million. Q3 revenue guidance, that was coming in at $697 million to $701 million. That's also higher than the street. Full year guidance raised $2.74 to $2.75 billion, with adjusted operating income from operations, U.S. commercial revenue, and adjusted free cash flow all also raised for the year. Now, for Q2 specifically, U.S. commercial revenue, that was up 55% year on year to $159 million, better than expectations. U.S. commercial customer count up 83% to 295 customers. A reacceleration in U.S. government revenue as well, 24% year on year, 8% sequentially to $278 million. And Palantir closed In all, 27 deals over $10 million in Q2. Now, CEO and co-founder Alex Karp telling me the results indicate to the market that, quote, yes, AI is valuable. Yes, you can stick by the West is superior, and then you can organize your business around that, and you can make money and do very well, which is what no one believed. On geopolitics, Palantir is a software prime contractor. He calls the environment, quote, really crazy dangerous, saying, quote, moving this into a safer position is going to be forcing our adversaries to understand we're serious and we have methods and means that they don't have. Now, on commercial growth, Palantir's AIP boot camps continue, but Karp telling me, quote, our serious customers want to move so quickly into production, we can't do as many. On whether winners and losers in AI are already emerging, this is certainly something the market is debating right now. Karp saying, quote, very few people have figured out how to do this in a way that is financially viable, meaning the people providing it become profitable. I mean, the single most important number for our Palantir AI narrative is that we're profitable and the revenues are going up. Bottom line, as investors debate how and when all of this investment in AI will pay off, for Palantir, it already is, with another very strong quarter across the board. And you can see shares bucking today's trend, up more than 18% right now.
Even if you're looking at the current metrics, Palantir's revenue from commercial businesses is on an upward trend, showing faster growth than its public sector counterpart. And let's not forget, a partnership with Microsoft could give Palantir a competitive edge over many other software-as-a-service SaaS peers. Furthermore, this alliance with Microsoft might also open up international opportunities, as Palantir could leverage Microsoft's extensive global footprint. So, should you consider investing in Palantir? Given the present scenario, Palantir is positioned ideally for long-term growth. While the company's heavy reliance on government contracts has been a concern, this new strategic partnership could be the solution investors have been waiting for. It offers a better balance between public and private sector revenues and could catalyze further commercial growth, making Palantir a more balanced and less risky investment. As of now, the stock is trading at a forward PE ratio of 90.6, which demonstrates high investor confidence. But remember, this confidence is not solely based on the current metrics, but also heavily influenced by future growth potentials, especially this new relationship with Microsoft. If you are looking at an investment that combines promising AI advancements with a reliable partner, Palantir might just be your ticket. But don't just take my word for it. What do you think about this new partnership between Palantir and Microsoft? Is this a stock you're considering for your portfolio? Share your thoughts and let's discuss. Drop your comments and let the conversation flow. This is an unfolding narrative with potentially lucrative chapters still being written, and your opinion is part of this journey. Let's see where this exciting saga takes us next. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Palantir have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.